I'm Ashley. Welcome. We're gonna actually make some sugar glass today. Just doing test samples, but the research that I've done so far suggested many different things to get clarity and to get consistency. So I'm gonna try a little bit of everything. So the sugar artists, the bakers and pastry chefs, all say that just put the Isomalt in the pan, cook it down, put it in the oven, done. The make your own mold suggests using distilled water. Upon further investigation, I found some pastry chefs say to put a little bit of citric acid in, and that'll help clarify and get rid of the bubbles. So we're going to experiment today. I'm going to be cooking down 4 little batches. One that's just isomalt, one that is isomalt and distilled water, one that is isomalt and citric acid, and then one that is isomalt, citric acid, and distilled water. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to make little tiny molds of each just to see what kind of clarity we can actually get. So enjoy. Okay, so first things first is we are going to set our oven. We're going to set it to 300. What's recommended is anywhere between 275 and 300, but sometimes my oven is a little finicky, so we're going to 300. You also need a stainless steel pot. Your lovely big quart pot, and isomalt. You can get isomalt from Amazon, really. Amazon's the cheapest. Amazon is gonna give you the best price for the bulk that you need, and it's all the same stuff. This is a 3-pound bag. And I'm going to use a couple cups from here just to start the process. I'm going to split it in half probably and do 2 of my experiments out of the 1.5 pounds and then 2 out of the other 1.5 pounds. So we're just going to start there. Yeah? Yeah. This is the part where I fast forward. Okay, so I have brought my isomalt almost up the correct temperature, which, let me double check. You want to cook it till about 330 degrees Fahrenheit, but it's going to keep heating up a little bit. Take it out. I have a bowl here that has cold water in it. You don't need ice or anything like that, just cold water. And what that's going to do, sorry, I'm making sure I don't overcook it because it'll burn. What you're going to do is you're going to submerge the bottom of the pan, this pan right here, in the water. It's going to stop the cooking process so it doesn't overheat and it doesn't get worse. And then you're going to take, I got a big old, my big 8-cup Pyrex right here. I'm going to stick this in the oven for like 4 minutes just so that it's not cold because it's a little cold outside. So I don't want to put hot into cold because then, you know, break. So we're going to stick this in the oven for a minute. Got this on medium low heat. And it's actually fairly clear. This is like the clearest I've seen. These are very important. The first time I did this, I was swirling this around and the sugar popped, and I closed my eye in time, but it got into my eyelashes and my eyebrows. It was a rough day. So, safety first. That, and I look super cute and retro now, right? Alright, so you're gonna turn this off. We're about 333 right now. And take this off and stop the cooking process. Such a fun sound. All right, but you don't want to leave it in there because you don't want it to cool too much, because you do have to pour that liquid into your Pyrex. So we're going to get this out of the way. Take the Pyrex out now. This should be warmed up enough. Just, yeah. No, it's warmer. It's not super hot. All right. What I like to do is take my thermometer and stick it directly into that water as well, so it'll start to cool so you can wash it in a second. This is the time-sensitive part of this.
Now take this, pour into your Pyrex.
So we're going to continue our experiment. I'm going to take the rest of my, well, not the rest. I'm probably going to do, yeah, I'll take the rest of this. I'm going to do the rest of this in this pot, and I'm going to add the citric acid, and then I'm going to pour a little bit of that out, and then I'm going to do the distilled water. Cool? Cool. So I'm going to use the same pan because it still has hot sugar in it, and that's fine. It's not going to be a problem if there's still sugar in the bottom, because I'm not adding distilled water to this batch. This is going to be the batch with the citric acid. So I'm going to turn this back on. Again, medium heat. Put the rest of this in here. Woo. All right. So let's say 1 tablespoon of citric acid to the 3 cups of Isomalt. Sprinkle that in there. And then see what happens. Okay, so our Isomalt, just plain Isomalt, has been in the oven now curing. It's been about 15 minutes. I'm going to take it out and we're going to see what's going on with it. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm just going to hold it up so you can see. It's not discolored, so that means that we've cooked it the correct amount of time. Oh, it's hard to see. And almost all of the little bubbles are gone out of it. So this is like a really good, clean product that we've gotten just Isomalt, just in the pan. So pretty good. So I'm going to do one of my little cuppies here. Let's do that guy. I'm going to pour this in. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Just into the little cup. I'm going to let this sit. So instead of wasting this Isomalt, oops, sorry, I was losing my grip. This thing's a little heavy. I'm going to pour this in here with the citric acid and see what happens. Cool? And we're going to see how clear of a product we can get from this batch. Okay, so this is interesting. I added the citric acid to this batch, and it seems to be more bubbly than before. This Isomalt that we saved, I did some bottles, some green bottles, so this is just saved in the silicone, and it's just a hunk of Isomalt, and I'm gonna melt this down next. And this was actually made with distilled water, so you know, it is a little bit bubbly. You can see it is a little bit bubbly. It's just texture because it's been inside the silicone, but you can see it's fairly clear. It's fairly see-through. So the citric acid batch. Citric acid batch. Say that 3 times fast. Citric acid batch. Anyway, that batch is in the oven, and I think the citric acid made it yellow. So I don't know that that's the best way to go about this. Let's move on. So I put our leftover green Isomalt, it's just the block of green Isomalt, with a little bit of distilled water in the bottom of the pan, and I'm just gonna leave this to slowly heat up and cook down. I'm not gonna put any citric acid in it. Citric acid. I don't know why that's so hard to say. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna see how this one turns out that's in the oven, but I am still gonna pour some of the green out so that we can see the difference when everything cools. So that is video 1. I will show you what happens to all of this and the results in video 2. I'm going to go boil some water in my pans and put all my utensils in it and clean up. Thanks for watching.